Well, hello from the back of the sofa. If you can hear me at all, there's my little Monty boy over there. Hello, I'm back downstairs. Cats, they always get in the way, but that was my other little boy, Monty. And yeah, you might have noticed I haven't done a beer review for a couple of days. Purely because I had to take the big boy, Dutch, to the vets, and he's been lying ever since on either me upon my legs or on the chair that I usually use upstairs to do my reviews. So I've had to decant all my gear, and I've got no idea, downstairs again. Anyway, you might have seen from the name of the video, we're back on the winding path. I think we're back on it. Can't quite remember. I'm sure I've done a winding path one before, but we are back in Pennsylvania. And yeah, been reading the article about the winding path, which was quite interesting, based on a farm. And if you look on here, their logo, I don't know if people think, looks a bit like a hand. Do you know what I mean? Sort of like that, but only with three fingers, unless that farmhouse and the moon or the sun, depending on your point of view, is the pinky finger, maybe. But yeah, they're based on Windrush Farm, and it's in Dallastown. I had to have a quick look. But the beer we're doing today is this one. Whoop. Slight Bend IPA. And it says Dallastown. We've got Centennial, we've got Weimar, we've got Idaho 7 again, Citra, and Cascades. There's a shed load. That is a triple C beer, believe it or not, but not in the normal style, I don't think. Citrus, piney, and floral with a resinous bitterness. The mouthful, medium body, etc., etc. So it just says IPA. We will see, won't we, if this bad boy is going to be one of those pesky NEPAs everyone has, because it's sort of East Coast maybe, but from reading that description, it sounds like an old school West Coast style. West Coast, East Coast, West, East, something. Gangster. You know how we roll. What the hell? Yeah, I should show you the can, shouldn't I? So you've already seen the picture of the can. Slight bend. Oops, and as usual, we are not in the focus. So sometimes if I bring the can up close, it forces that bad boy to refocus. Slight Bend IPA, 3.55, and I believe that says 5%. It does indeed, which is cool. It's a 12 ounce if you speak in old money and all that kind of stuff. It's got one of those Oldsmobile or some sort of old school, no, even older than that probably, like an old school mobile. Not an Oldsmobile, but an old school mobile. Right. Let us see. Come on, dude. Ah, greats and new pals. Slight Bend India Pale Ale with just enough wheat and tons of hops, full of tangerine, resinous backdrop. We've got some, the Surgeon General says all sorts of stuff that we should not do. But do we listen to him? I suppose you should listen to him sometimes. But I don't live in America, so unless it's affecting my enjoyment of a nice imported beverage such as this, got my tulip here, I do not mind. Okay, so this is looking reasonably clear. Wow. We might have, we definitely got some yeast in that bad boy. So it was pouring very clear until I ditched the yeast from the bottom of the can, because this one's a couple of months old, well over a finger's head, Not quite two. Well, you could kind of argue two. Lovely, lovely white head. As usual, we're loving a white head. And that colour is actually really, really cool. I'm liking that. And it has a touch of wheat in it. Actually, let me put this bad boy down. Pick up the ingredients. Where my eyes let me down. Does it have oats in? Can't quite see. Let me put it so the Oldsmobiles round there. The oldie mobile. Cheers and beers, guys. Been a while since I've been down here, so yeah, things might not be perfect on point with this video, but shalom. Oh. Yeah, I'm getting that zesty. I'd say it is. I was going to say pineapple, but it's not. It's a bit more zesty than that. Maybe some type of melon maybe, or grapefruit. That's what it is. Little bit of that kind of minty white fruit thing, which I'm pretty sure now is the Idaho 7. Smells a little bit juicy, to be honest. It's kind of interesting. Not so much greenness though, but maybe that is in the bittering hops and the mouthfeel hops, which might hit me in a minute. Cheers, guys. Whoa, yes. Whoa, that is kicking me in the taste buds. Wow. Green. The greenness, the bitterness is definitely there. Definitely getting that kind of what is it? It's not grapefruit. Or is it? Something like that. It's tropical, but it's kind of not full on old school. Yeah, yeah, maybe say a green grapefruit, if such a thing exists. But it's got that zesty thing going on. But yeah, the initial kick, I'm pretty sure, is going to be from the Citra. It's got that Centennial, which I love, but I don't think there's much in there. There's a hint of it, but not too much. And I always equate that to be kind of a bubblegummy kind of flavour, which I quite like too. Oh, that is quite a hoppy bad boy. For those of you that like a nice kick in your pants, wow, this is a beer definitely that will do that. Lots of hops. The grain bill, it's not lager dry, but it's reasonably dry. It's not a sweet beer by any means, but because it's got so many hops in it, perhaps that sweetness is just offset by the assault on your senses. At 5% though, it's not reasonably strong. So if you're looking at 6-7% IPA beer, sometimes they leave a lot of residual sweetness in the beer, but this one doesn't. I am getting a bit of that kind of, because I dumped the yeast in, it's still hazy as a mofo, you can see that. I hate it when that happens. I do. I don't know if it's because I'm a bit of an old bastard, but I do still think that a clear beer, especially a commercial one, if it's a homebrew, I don't mind if it's a bit hazy. But a clear beer, because of the yeast, Especially when the beer's pouring really damn clear, and then you tilt it the whole way, and the yeast goes in, and then as soon as it hits here, boom, becomes a cloudy snowstorm. Yeah, shame. I would have preferred it probably staying clear. I might have put the bit in at the end. Whereas weirdly, with a Belgium style, or perhaps even a German, like a Bavarian German style, I kind of like mixing up the yeast and dumping it in. But that's because I like the bananas. And I'm definitely not getting that banana thing from this. Monty Boy has left his perch now, and he's gone off to get some food, I believe. Wow, I mean, with hoppy beers, and I don't think it says, but let's consult again, because sometimes they give things in weird ways. Ah, here we go. I found the thing. Malted barley wheat, so no oats. Has it got the IBUs? My eyes are awful. I don't think it says the IBUs. But someone like SJ Poor, if you are watching this, my friend, drinking to your health, my friend. Yeah, I'm sure you've had some Winding Path beers. Do they tell you where the IBUs are? Because it'd be good to know. It tastes pretty bitter to me. It's like a West Coast style done on the East Coast. I mean, how random is that? It's really interesting because it's using some quite new hops, but still get that ridiculously bitterness. Oh. So, I have never been a full-on hop monster, believe it or not. When I used to go down the homebrew places and the GBBF and stuff, there was a guy called Darren that we used to hang out with. Shalom to you, Darren, if you're listening to this. Yeah, he was really into the kind of IPAs, and yeah, we went to the GBBF one year, and we basically got a table. We managed to get a table, which is unheard of usually, right next to the American bar. So everyone was buying these ridiculous IBU bombs, and this is probably 8 years ago, maybe 7, 8 years ago, something like that. And my God, some of those beers were hoppy like a motherfucker, because it was all about trying to get the IBUs as high as possible, and over 100 IBUs. I think there were some over 150 IBU beers there. It was like, which they don't do nowadays. But this one, I think, is reasonably high. It might not be as high as 100, but you're definitely talking over 50, 60 kind of IBUs, which is kind of unheard of these days because everyone likes softer beers. And I think perhaps I do too, still. Pardon me, bit of gas in there, but that's not unusual. Like Tom Jones. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, have I bored you enough? Probably have. Welcome back to the downstairs. Slight Bend IPA. Really good one. I'm liking this. Haven't had it again. Brewed in the Keystone State. Shalom to you guys. Anyway, this video has been dragging on for long enough. This is Unclejona. You know what to do. I'm going to tell you to click like and subscribe and all those things that the elder gods of YouTube want me to do. Whether you do or not is up to you. But yeah, if you're going to do something, leave me a comment because I like those. And we'll see you real soon, probably tomorrow, for another beer. Till then, shalom.